Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. I'm Chandrika and this is RIKA Life. Thank you so much for joining me on my adventures in yarn and crochet. Today, like always, I have lots to share with you. So I'm wearing a beanie that I made. There's a little pom-pom on it. And yeah, I still have a few of these hats left, so let's see what happens with them. Okay, guys. I spent some time last week, I think it was, sorting this room. And of course, I had to go through all the different bags that I had sitting here. And I found 2 bags of whips. Can you believe it? I found 2 bags of whips. So I know I've been saying that I only had like 3 or 4 whips, but I found 2 bags of whips. So we are going to go through them today and see what I have and see what I can finish and see what I may frog. And let's just get started, okay? So I went through my bin also. So I have the bottommost bin here has kind of like, I want to call them samples. So not stitch samples, but things that I've been experimenting with designing, things like smaller pieces that I've made. And there is some very thin yarn in there. There is 2-weight Red Heart It's a Wrap rainbow yarn in there. That's just going to hang out there till I figure out what to do with it. I did make a top out of it, and I made a what's it called? Like a square mandala out of it. Anyhow, so I did go through there and I found a whip there as well. So full disclosure, I'm going to share with you my whips and we'll see what happens with them. I'm not really sure. I'm not assigning any deadlines to any of this, but let's just see what I found. Okay. So first off, I found this Karen Baby Cakes yarn in the color Petals. Oh my gosh. Look at those colors. It's just dreamy. Like those pinks, not even pinks. They're purples and peaches and like a mauve color. It's so pretty. So this is actually 82% acrylic and 18% nylon. And I started a project with it. So I started a baby blanket, no surprise. And it is a moss stitch baby blanket. So that's what it's looking like so far. It seems like the first color that came out was this peach. And then I got pink, like a soft pink. And then now it's in a purple shade. So this is a little baby blanket that I must have started with the moss stitch. And who knows what hook size. I'm guessing at least a J 6mm. And I do want to work on this. I think this is beautiful. This yarn is just so pretty. So I may keep this as a, whoops, my bag just fell down. Sorry. I may keep this as a car project. So I do have a short road trip that will have already happened by the time you see this video. But I'm recording this in advance. I might take this for my road trip. So then I will be reporting back, showing you how much I did. I think this is actually a really good project for a road trip. There's no attaching yarn. There's no counting, nothing. It's a very simple pattern. So this is a moss stitch in case you've never seen it before. I think it's also called a linen stitch. And it's just single, excuse me. It's just single crochet, chain 1, single crochet. And then when you go to the next row, you make the single crochets in the spaces, the chains that you made in the row below. So that is one whip, which I will definitely finish. I don't know. I started it and then I left it. Okay, so that's one whip. And then this is the bag. So this is my whip bag. One of my neighbors made this actually, and we got it from her. Okay. So the next whip I found was in that plastic baggie. And this is likely from my summertime when I was making these hats left and right. So I was using this yarn, Karen Skinny Cakes, and this is 100% acrylic, but it's a 3-weight. So the baby cakes was a 4-weight. This is a 3-weight. This is very, very thin. It's a 3-weight. And back in the summer, in June, July, August of 2024, I made so many hats out of this yarn, and I believe I was making another one. This is my own pattern. This is my fresh air hat pattern. So I was working on that. And then I stopped, but I think my intention was to use the rest of this ball and make a few hats. I can't remember now. I probably was able to make at least 4 to 5 hats because this is a really big cake. This is not 795 yards. Yeah, so maybe I was able to make like 5 or 6 hats out of each ball. So I don't know. What do you think? Should I make hats, or I could make a really nice baby boy blanket? If I held this together with a white, I could make a really nice baby boy blanket. I'm just trying to see how much of this cake is still here. So I guess I have about half because I folded this over. So that's, half of 795 is still a very generous amount of yarn to make a baby blanket. The yarn is just coming out from everywhere, but I did buy this on clearance. So this yarn was originally $12.99. I bought it when it was $5. It's just hit or miss. This is from Michaels, and it's like I have paid $12.99 for these things, but then this time I saw it for $5. Okay, so this is undecided. I don't know if I will continue to make hats with it, or because now I make hats in like 20-25 minutes, and this one takes longer. So this could be a potential baby boy blanket, and I'm just going to put it in the maybe pile, and then there'll be a yes pile. Okay. Next, I think I might change this up too. So next I have Mandala bonus bundle in the color Giant, and that's how much of the cake I have left. I have used some of it for other projects, and I started an Annabelle shawl with it. This is Bag O' Day Crystal's pattern Annabelle shawl, and I started that with it. But I think I did look at this when I was cleaning up, and I was thinking that I could make a blanket instead of the shawl. I could make multiple shawls. Like I could definitely, this is like 1,200 yards almost, so I could make like 3 shawls. This is the maybe also. I'm not sure what to do with it. I'm not sure if I want to continue it, frog it, keep the yarn. I have no idea. Okay, I'm just going to keep it here on the side. All right, to the next project I almost forgot about. Let me take it out. I have the yarn for it also. So this one I'm definitely not frogging because I put in a lot of work already. So here we are. This one is a beautiful shells blanket. It's very, very pretty. If you've never done this pattern before, it's called many things, but the one that I follow is called Beautiful Shells. And I think many designers and crocheters have this pattern, but they call it different things. This is a 2-row repeat, and once you get going, it's very fast because you memorize those 2 rows and you just keep going. And I'm making a square with it. I am using, let me just put this down nicely. I am using a Hobby Lobby yarn called Baby Bee Sweet Delight Pink Aboo. That's what it looks like. And it's this beautiful pastel pink. It's a 3-weight light, 60% acrylic, 40% polyamide. is 377 yards or 345 meters. So again, I don't have the hook size written down, but I'm guessing, what do they recommend? A 4.5 millimeter hook. So that's right in between my G and H hooks. So I'm guessing I may have used a H hook. I'm not sure. I'll have to experiment and do a little bit and see if it's laying the same as this. So I have only this ball, which is, I've used, I think, less than half of it. And then I had another yarn that I kept. So the other yarn is the same type. No, is it? Yeah, it's also Sweet Delight. It's Sweet Delight Pomp in Mint Charm. And I got it on clearance. Of course, you can see that sticker there. And this is the color. It's this really nice mint color. So this is almost a skein. So the plan was finish the pink and then add on the green on the outside. So this is definitely going to be finished. I just need to dedicate some time to it. This is what happens with me with number 3 weight yarns, is I lose interest because it takes so long for it to grow. So that's just part of the process. So I'm going to keep this back in. So I'm going to keep now in my whip bag the whips I want to finish. So I'm going to keep this beautiful shells blanket, and I'm going to keep the moss stitch blanket that I am sure that I'm going to finish. So we'll keep those two. The other two are going to just hang out here for a while until I figure out what I'm doing with them. Okay, so that was one bag. This is another bag. I know. Oh my god. I thought I only had 3 or 4 whips, but now it's like, I have all these whips. Okay. I started an in-between project, which I think I have shared on the channel. This is using Premier Basics Mosaic yarn in the color C. That's what it looks like. I had 2 balls of this. So this is the second ball. This was the first ball. And I was just doing a corner to corner blanket. So that's as far as I got. And I just started to do the decreasing and make it into a square. So it's a decent size. I used 1 ball already and now I'm on the second ball. So I'm definitely going to finish this project. So I am going to see, no, there's not that much space in the other bag. Okay, so this is a yes. I'm going to keep this. This is, sorry, so the yarn is a number 4 worsted weight, 100% acrylic. I have used it before. It feels a little bit, it does feel soft, but because the way that it's been wound, it feels kind of, I don't know, it's not as soft as I thought it would be. Okay, and then I think I just have shawls. So I had started 4 shawls. Hopefully that's all there is here. So this is Mandala yarn in the color Kraken. That was a new color that came out this year. And I was working on this Annabelle shawl again. I was like totally obsessed over this shawl. So that's why I made so many of them in the summer. I made at least a dozen. Like, I'm not even joking. I made a dozen. And I'm trying to hold it. Okay, that's what it looks like. So it's really beautiful colorway. Definitely going to finish this. This was just one that I started that when I have a spare moment, I can continue with this. And what's this color? Unicorn. Okay. Then I have, again, a mandala cake in the color Unicorn. That's what the cake looks like. It has grays and pinks. And I literally just started it and kept it. So yeah, I mean, this cake is like 590 yards. So that would be a really decent sized shawl. I am going to finish that. And then, yep, 2 more shawls. This is my shawls whip bag. This is the color Phoenix, which I think is discontinued now. This is again another mandala cake. I'm pretty sure this color is discontinued. I mean, I got it on clearance for $6.47, which I guess is okay, but I've gotten this kind of yarn for $4.99 before. So yeah, same thing. I just started the shawl, just made a start so I can continue. So that's the third shawl. And then the last one is with Lion Brand ice cream yarn. This is the color Raspberry Ripple. And that's what it looks like. And again, I just made a start on the shawl. So yeah, I started 4 shawls plus this one. That's 5 shawls. I don't know what to do. I mean, it's not shawl season. Or is it? I don't know. It's cold and hot and hot and cold, and every day is a different temperature. Today it's cold, so I'm wearing my hat. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm just going to keep the shawls in one bag, and that will be my shawls whip bag. And it will take time. It's not like I can whip out these shawls in like a day or two. These shawls will take days, and I have 4 of them. I'm just trying to figure out, I think I'd rather like make a top or something for my daughter with this. I don't think I want to make a shawl. So I'm likely going to just frog this. Let's just see what's happening here. Okay, the outside color is threatening to come out. I'm trying to keep it in the cake form because I'm not going to wind this. So, okay. Now it's okay. So this one I'm going to frog, and I'm going to make something different out of it. I'm not promising that I'm going to make something right now with it, but this is going to go back in the yarn closet as yarn to use. So that will be that. And then I'm going to keep the corner to corner blanket probably at the top of my shawl bag. So then those 2 bags are done. And then the only other one that I need to figure out is this one. Is just what to do with this one. I mean, I can certainly frog it and then just keep the yarn. Or I can finish these hats, but I kind of get into like a groove where I'm making a certain pattern of hats and I memorize the pattern, right? So when I was making these, I made, this was my own pattern, the Fresh Air hat pattern. It's on my channel. I made at least 10, 12, 15, like I made a lot of hats, like over 10. I'd say between 10 and 15, maybe even more. But this was my Fresh Air hat pattern, and I made so many of them, and I really enjoyed it. If you want, you can go back to my summer videos, and you'll see it there. My tutorials on my channel, there's a written pattern for that channel on my Ravelry as well. It's a really, really beautiful hat, and it works up really nice. I used this 3-weight yarn, and it worked up so good. So I don't know what to do with this. I'm going to just keep it near me, maybe. I'm just going to keep it right here on my desk and let it sit and let me decide. So that's what happens when you clean your yarn room, is that you end up finding all these whips. And most of them I'm going to finish. The shawls, I'm not really feeling them right now. So I think it's going to be a while before I pick them up. Unless I'm like really bored, or unless I need just like one project to work on. So those might be good to take when I'm going on a trip. I need to figure all that out. Okay, before I forget, subscribe to my channel, like this video. I have a promotion going on in my Ravelry store with my written patterns. I now have 4 hat patterns. I have the Dreamy Beanie, the Fresh Air hat, the Summer Bright Bucket hat, and the Dreamy Chunky Beanie. If you put all 4 in your cart, you will get 4 of the hat patterns for the price of 3. That promotion code is DEC2024, and that is valid until the end of the day on December 31st. So go over and check that out if you haven't already. You can make all my hats. It's so much fun. And yes, that is everything for today. I'm going to try my hardest to be on my schedule and have my 2 videos per week. But yes, thank you so much for watching today's video. I hope you enjoyed it. As always, I hope you have a wonderful crochetful day, and I'll see you again soon. Bye.